As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. We are back for the nightcap of our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader on 10-Band TV, presented by Hydroblocks. And tonight for game number 2, we go to Division 2 of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, as the teams that share this venue will go toe-to-toe. It's the Bishop Canevin Crusaders, the unbeaten Bishop Canevin Crusaders, we might add, against the Carrick Cougars. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock, back again. And back again with me is producer Todd Kazarowski, camera operator Michael Iman, and glad you could come back for game number 2 as well. And, well, it's Groundhog Day again. Moments ago, you saw Thomas Jefferson come from behind to defeat Latrobe in a 4-round shootout. The last time we saw the Bishop Canevin Crusaders play here at the Ice Castle, they too came from behind to win a 4-round shootout against the team that beat them in the Division II final last year, the Neshannock Lancers. And funny, that fine line that exists between winning and losing. The Crusaders were just 2 seconds away from tasting defeat that night before the heroics of Ryan Saginaw, who beat the buzzer with his second goal of the game. And it's pretty obvious that as Ryan Saginaw goes, so go the Bishop Canevin Crusaders. He is first in Division II with 17 goals coming in. He is second, tied for second in assists with 9 of those. And he is the Division II scoring leader at the moment with 26 points entering Thursday. Recently, the October Players of the Month were unveiled in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. And for November, you got to think Saginaw is making a pretty strong case. 9 goals and 6 assists in his November outings thus far. Just unbelievable numbers from the junior forward, who will be wearing number 18 in dark blue tonight. And the Crusaders, led by veteran head coach Eric Glover, come in with that aforementioned perfect mark, 6-0 overall, 4-0 within the gold division, which they top. And this is the first of 3 straight, I should say, for the Bishop Canevin Crusaders to be played in this building. Technically, the home team, however, is their opponent tonight, dressed in white, the Carrick Cougars, coached by team manager Chris Sarakowski. And the Cougars trying to snap a 3-game skid coming in. That included a shootout loss not long ago. And the Cougars have their own superlative forward, junior Tanner Heidkamp, wearing number 9 in white for the Cougars tonight. Heidkamp 4th in Division II in goals with 10, and 5 goals scored by Heidkamp in his last 3 games, including, his 50th career PIHL varsity goal, which came against Morgantown in West Virginia back on the 3rd of November. Carrick coming in with a 2-2-1 overall mark, good for 5 points, and 3rd place in the blue division of Division II. And so it's a pair of junior forwards leading their teams into battle tonight here from the Ice Castle Arena, the trackside rink in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania. And we are moments away from puck drop here. The Crusaders painfully close to a Division II championship last spring, making it clear that they are a contender here in 2022-2023. Both these teams meeting for the first time almost a year ago to the day, November 18th, 2021. They played each other here at the Ice Castle, a 3-1 Canevin victory. Cougars looking for a timely reversal of fortunes here tonight. And both teams getting last-minute instructions from their coaches as we are just about set to get going in the second game of our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader. And wherever you're tuning in, whether you're watching on 10-Band TV or streaming through your Roku app or watching on your Amazon Fire Stick, we thank you for doing so. It'll be the junior Logan Keaty getting the starting goal for Carrick. And at the other end, it'll be Dom Frizzy, the senior, who has split duties almost to the exact minute with junior Aiden Worstel getting the nod for the Crusaders. Referee Featherstone sticking around for the Game 2 puck drop, and we are underway. The Cougars attacking from right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device. Ice this puck to begin play. Face-off coming up immediately to the right of Keaty. Saginaw on to take it for Canevin against Heidkamp. And the Crusaders win this draw. Behind the net it goes, out in front. Oh, a funny bounce there off a defensive stick. That of Jack Small, the junior blue liner for Carrick. Ty Sarakowski, who comes in with 12 points, tied up in the near corner. And the Cougars send it around the boards. And Ivan Mankulich, who had the only Carrick goal in the last meeting between these teams, sends it deep into Crusaders ice. Mankulich scored 15 seconds into that contest, by the way, before Canevin rattled off 3 in a row. Early line change by Sarakowski, but the Crusaders are going on the attack here. Andrejko going in after this puck as Saginaw has to peel back and tag up. Andrejko colliding with Cody Schmidt, one of the Cougars, as this puck is sent back in the general direction of Keaty, who will hang on for a faceoff. Here's a clean face-off win by Aiden Millay. From the left point, this shot is sticked aside by Keaty. Cougars clear it, but not quite out. Warhold was offside, according to referee Snyder, and so the Crusaders will tag up. Carrick trying to play this puck off the far boards. They can't. Puck battle won by Bishop Canevin. Back to the point it comes. Snapshot goes just wide. Keaty standing up was trying to locate that puck as it comes to the near boards now. Misterka going after it for Bishop Canevin. Around the far boards it comes again, and this time it'll be played by Drew Bird, the sophomore, back through center. Crusaders tap it ahead, and here comes Ian Tiernan, the shootout hero from that season-opening win for Bishop Canevin. Tiernan's line out here, 2 minutes into a scoreless first period as this puck goes into the Carrick bench for a face-off in Cougar ice. Brian Kalanish, the sophomore, on to take the face-off, but Heidkamp wins it for Carrick. And the Cougars are finally able to retain puck possession here, but not for very long as Heidkamp has to pursue this one in the near corner. Back to the left point it comes for Pollock. Through a crowd, it is gloved by Frizzy. Frizzy, the senior, in 153 minutes played, a .918 save percentage, which puts him among the Division II leaders in that category. 133 on the goals against average, and he has 3 of Bishop Canevin's 6 victories to his credit. Puck down low, stabbed at by Frizzy, being aggressive with the poke check, almost too much so, as Mankulich was unable to tap it behind him. Sarakowski centering, deflected just wide by Andrejko. Now a puck up ahead for Mankulich. Mankulich 1-on-2. Now it's a 1-on-3, and just too many dark blue jerseys to overcome for the sophomore as Canevin counterattacks. Sarakowski from a bad angle. That's tapped aside off the toe of Logan Keaty. And we get a puck out of play here and a stoppage with 14:04 to go in the first. Actually, that puck was in play, I beg your pardon. It was icing against the Carrick Cougars. Canevin unable to control the faceoff. Carrick comes back with a possible 2-on-1. They've got a man ahead of the play. It's Christopher. Christopher to the goal. Score! Frank Christopher, his first of the season. And the Cougars strike first. 3:05 into the contest. Christopher had a clear path to the net, and he took it and went right between the wickets. And Carrick takes the early lead. And this puck coming all the way around the boards in hot pursuit is Max Warhold, the senior defenseman of Bishop Canevin. Warhold from his own corner as it's worked up ahead to 23, Aiden Millay, the sophomore forward. Millay makes a move. Millay to the goal. Kick save, rebound, swiped at, and partially blocked. That shot by Misterka, which is covered by Keedy. Saginaw on to take the draw here. Top line for Canevin. Against Nolan Hurd, the senior forward, and Canevin takes it. Parzinski to the goal. Save made. Rebound. Saginaw fanned on it. I think he had a stick in his way as well. I think Aiden Eigenbrod got in the way of that one. Out in front it comes. Unable to play that one was Ondrejko. And the Cougars are content to ice this puck. No, they're going to say no icing. It went off a Canevin's skate. Featherstone says play on, and so Small retreats to play this puck for Carrick deep in his own end, but gives it away to Ondrejko. Ondrejko trying to outmuscle his man there, and he can't. The Cougars have it, and they muscle back to center ice. Eigenbrod from distance, stopped by Frizzy, who holds it for a faceoff. So the junior Frank Christopher gets Carrick on the board first. Against the Gold Division leading Bishop Canevin Crusaders. Mason Hagan, the senior, plays that from the red line on his backhand into Canevin territory. Puck comes near side now to Schmidt, who tries to center it out in front, but the intended target was too well covered, and that was Shane Birkenfeld. A turnover here to Indy Tavares, the junior forward. No harm done as Canevin comes back 2-on-2. Kalanish creating space. Kalanish to the goal from his knees, shoots, and he is denied. Oh, Kalanish trying to bring one half of the house down, but Logan Keedy had other ideas. Wholesale changes for both teams now as we're about 5 minutes into the first period. 1-0 Carrick. Cougars from their own corner send it back to center where Michael Parzinski II, the senior defenseman, plays it. Up ahead to Ondrejko. Ondrejko trying to center it for Saginaw, and here comes Carrick on the counterattack. This puck flipped into the corner where it's played immediately by the Crusaders. Slapped wide of the goal by Mankulich. Through the officials' crease it goes. Crusaders have it in the neutral zone. And coming up ahead now and shooting from a tough angle is Mason Glover, the junior, as that puck is swallowed by Keedy. Now, Eric Glover keeps a relatively short bench, as does his counterpart, Chris Sarakowski, but Glover not shy about changing lines fluidly, and he has done that in this first period with his team down by a goal. Cougars gain the red line and dump it into Canevin ice. Hagen plays it off a Crusader glove, that of Cole Evans. Evans is nearly sandwiched by a pair of Carrick forwards as this puck comes back into Cougar territory. And with it the other way is Max Hagen. Hagen puts it off the stick knob of Dom Frizigan wide of the net. Kalanish dropping for Misterka. Misterka's shot deflected wide. I think one of the Cougars got a piece of that one. Carrick content to clear its own zone, back to center. Parzinski in front of his own blue line, up ahead for Saginaw. Saginaw unable to handle that outlet pass. Comes back to Parzinski. Parzinski into the Carrick zone as the Crusaders tag up. Cougars come back to center now, 2-on-3. Christopher, the lone goal scorer of this game thus far, dumps it behind the Canevin net as the Crusaders try to lead it up ahead across two lines nearly for Saginaw. Now it's centered and put just wide on Draco. Couldn't connect on the one-timer out in front. Saginaw makes a move. Saginaw, right circle, toward the goal. That was blocked. On Draco gets it. Now it's loose out in front as the Cougars are able to clear. Saginaw going cross ice to Mason Glover, who outlets it for Parzinski. Parzinski puts it off a Carrick body as Small got in the way of that one. And here comes Saginaw. Saginaw lost that puck at his feet. Now it's put on net and stopped by Keedy. Canevin continuing to tilt the ice here, looking for that first goal as they try to erase an early 1-0 deficit. Kalanish against Heidkamp in the faceoff circle. Kalanish won it. Misterka is double teamed, tries to center it, and it's snatched out of the air by Keedy. Heidkamp against Kalanish again. This time, Heidkamp prevails. And he's going to ice this puck, it appears. And it will indeed come back into Carrick territory for another faceoff. Same players, same spot. Heidkamp makes it 2 out of 3 faceoff wins as the Cougars come back to center. Tiernan fighting for that puck in front of his own bench as it squirts free to Saginaw. Saginaw over the blue line. Saginaw trying to set up Tiernan. He couldn't, but it's kept alive by Evans. Evans was poke-checked neatly there by a Carrick defender. As it's put in off a deflection, the Crusaders have tied it at the exact midpoint of period 1, and it's Brian Kalanish with his 3rd of the season. And so the unbeatens nuzzle that nylon for the first time tonight, and we've got a new game. Kalanish just kind of smacked that puck toward the crossbar, and it took a bounce on the way in behind Logan Keedy. As this shot from distance goes in! Saginaw from center point! Blink and you missed it. It's 2-1 Bishop Canevin. If my eyes do not deceive me, I believe that is 2 in 5 seconds for the Crusaders. Shades of Craig Adams in the 09 playoffs. Not that we're obsessed with Penguins hockey or anything. Carrick looking for a quick counter here after giving up 2 quick ones to Bishop Canevin. Brian Kalanish, his 3rd of the year. And Ryan Saginaw, his 18th goal of the season to lead all in Division II. And just like that, Bishop Canevin on top for the first time tonight. Sarakowski wants to make a line change here right before the face-off, full one at that. And Saginaw wins the face-off as the Crusaders come back to center. Sent up ahead for Sarakowski. Sarakowski driving the net. Sarakowski on one hand, but he's ridden off the play neatly by Mason Hagen. Hagen stuck right with him all the way down the ice. Sarakowski bumping his man off the puck now, trying to win it back from Hagen as Hagen dumps him onto his stomach. Good puck battle here behind the Cougars' goal line, Carrick wins it, and they Murphy dump this puck through center. Crusaders unable to dummy that play and get the icing call, so Carrick will send it deep. And back into Carrick territory it comes for Nolan Hurd. Up ahead now to Christian Cole. Crusaders going D to D. Saginaw is met and hit hard by Hurd. Ondrejko with it, trying to play it on the bounce. He can't. And Christian Cole is dispossessed by Sarakowski. Sarakowski, oh, what a move there. Sarakowski to the goal as it's swiped at ineffectively by one of the Crusaders. Now a one-timer by a flying Jack Masterka is put wide. Bad angle shot by Masterka is blockered away by Keedy. The Crusaders flying on this shift here as Saginaw risks it off a Carrick stick and out of play. Eigenbrod cut off that one. (2-1) Bishop Canevin. 6:37 to play, first period. Heidkamp's line back on the ice for the Cougars, and he gets a clean face-off win in his own end here. A nice lead pass that Mankulich has to reach back for as he crosses the Canevin blue line. He is bumped up high by Cole Evans. Heidkamp down low. Wraparound try, save made by Frizzy at the near post. The rebound eventually comes up to the right point where it's fired on goal by Brian Pollock, the sophomore defenseman, and gloved by the senior netminder Frizzy. Both teams making changes before this face-off to Frizzy's left. Now, Sarakowski wanted to get Colin Clegg on at the last minute there, but was not permitted to. Off the face-off. Oh, that shot from the left point, or the right point rather, taken by Eigenbrod was put just high. Carrick has to tag up, and it will, as Ty Sarakowski carries this puck over the Carrick blue line. Sarakowski is poke checked by Eigenbrod at the last minute. Mankulich with it for Carrick, flips it back to center, where it's taken by Saginaw. Saginaw offside, entering the Carrick zone. Saginaw stays on to take the face-off here, which is won by Carrick. And the Cougars have done well for themselves on face-offs here in the early goings, but they trail 2-1 on back-to-back goals by Brian Kalanish and Ryan Saginaw. Frank Christopher, the goal scorer for the Cougars. This shot from the right point deflects off a couple of sticks and wide over top the Canevin goal. Sarakowski leads it for Ondrejko. Ondrejko lets it go to the corner. Ondrejko met in the corner by Eigenbrod. Bird plays it up ahead for his Cougar teammate, Tanner Heidkamp. Heidkamp immediately picked off at center red. Saginaw going the other way as Heidkamp comes off, and Saginaw met immediately up high, and he has to dump this puck quickly and get rid of it as the Cougars try to hand pass it out of their own end, and you can do that legally in your own zone. Cagey play there by Eigenbrod. Cougars want to make a partial change behind the play here as they win this puck battle. as it comes to Evans. Evans from the high slot area puts it into the glove of Logan Keaty. Keaty, a 1-2-1 mark coming in tonight in 207 minutes of action. .889 on the save percentage, .419 on the goals against average. Evans ridden off this puck at the Carrick blue line. We play on, though, as Doug Suter has it for Canevin behind the Carrick goal. Oh, Aiden Millay was begging for that puck, but Suter didn't see him in time. Things getting physical in the near corner here as the Crusaders fight for this puck on the forecheck. And they have it behind their own net. Here's Jaden Martinsik. Martinsik rubbed off this puck, which comes back to the left point. Kept alive by the Crusaders, who lose it at their feet. That was Millay unable to locate it. And Canevin gets back on side as they re-enter the zone. Evans on one hand. Behind the goal line, tries to center it for Suter, but he's too well covered. Behind the goal it goes with 3.5 to go in the first period. Canevin 2, Carrick 1. Tie up along the half wall, far side. Puck back to center. Warhold pulls back, surveys the play, waits for a fresh defenseman to come on, and now comes up over the Carrick blue line. Warhold lost it at the last moment. A great poke check there by Mason Hagen, and a counterattack led by Heidkamp. Heidkamp centers it, but the centering pass is broken up. Good back check there by Suter. Misterka over the blue line now for Bishop Canevin as this puck bounces off a Carrick skate into the corner. Cross ice it comes to Tiernan. Tiernan, the diminutive forward behind the Carrick goal, unable to hook up with his teammate there, Misterka. And this outlet pass intended for Shane Birkenfeld is broken up at the Bishop Canevin blue line. Nolan Hurd with it now for Carrick late in the first period. Heidkamp ridden off that puck by Kalanish. Now Kalanish has it for the Crusaders. Kalanish 1-on-4. Shoots off the iron. Oh, Kalanish nearly scored 1-on-4, if not for a couple inches and a hunk of metal. Porzinski off a Carrick stick as Nolan Hurd got in the way of that shot from long range. Final 2 minutes of the first period. Canevin trying to add to its lead here. A pretty little maneuver there by Heidkamp to create space for himself and clear the zone, buying time for the line change as Canevin ices this puck with 1:40 to go in the first. Off the face-off, a tie-up as Carrick tried to put that puck immediately on net. Never got through. Saginaw tries to gather it in, and he goes after this bouncing puck, but can't quite catch up to it before Hagen cuts him off. Crusaders reset to the left point. Shot through a crowd, goes wide of goal. Slapped around the boards by Cody Schmidt, but not out. Ty Sarakowski left point, trying to create space. And it's deflected just wide on the shot from Nathan Cavato, the senior forward. Hagen off the scores table and into Canevin ice. Justin Lashley on here late in the period for Eric Glover's Crusaders. Up ahead to Sarakowski. Sarakowski trying to outmaneuver Brian Pollack. He could not. The Cougars ice this puck in the final 35 seconds of the period. Heidkamp wins another faceoff where he has been dominant in this first frame as the puck bounces off Canevin hand, that of Cole Evans, into the Carrick bench. And this faceoff should come outside the blue line, and it will. I think that's a good call there by Snyder. Kalanish and Heidkamp meet again, and this time Kalanish wins the faceoff, and the Crusaders get the puck deep. Pollock around the boards. Warhold cuts it off at the right point. Pollock behind his own net with 17 seconds left in the period. Crusaders steal it out in front for Tiernan. He couldn't handle it. And this will be another icing call against Carrick. Ten seconds on the nose. Well, let's see if the Crusaders can pull a late rabbit out of their hats here. But Carrick wins another faceoff, and they're going to clear it back to center. Glove down by Warhold, and this should be it for period one. Frank Christopher got the Carrick Cougars on the board first, but the Bishop Canevin Crusaders, led by Brian Kalanish and Ryan Saginaw, tilted the ice, and those two each got goals of their own. Canevin 2, Carrick 1 after one. I'm Matt Popchock, and it's PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Hydroblocks. The Bishop Canevin student section hamming it up a bit between periods, and why shouldn't they? They're fired up for this Crusaders team, which has been lighting up the PIHL to begin the regular season, coming in 6-0 on the young campaign to lead the gold division of Division II, and leading tonight here 2-1 as the Carrick Cougars press quickly for the tying goal 14 seconds into period number 2. Dom Frizzy, the senior goaltender, dropping to his knees to make that smothering glove save as Eric Glover makes a quick line change for Bishop Canevin. Crusaders scoring 2 goals 5 seconds apart unofficially to take the lead in that first period. Brian Kalanish his third. Ryan Saginaw his class leading 18th. This puck centered off the goaltender blade of Keedy as the Cougars send it back into Canevin ice. Evans looking things over and sending it up to Tiernan at center red. Tiernan with a nifty little maneuver there goes in after this puck. Tiernan tries to dart around the man before he's ridden into the boards by that much larger man, Jack Small. And the Crusaders come back to center. Kalanish trying to advance it beyond the blue line as he shoves a Carrick Cougar to the ice, and this is going to be icing against the Cougars. Canevin trying to pick up the physical tempo here early in the second period, leading by a goal. Matt Popchock back with you here for Game 2 of our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader on 10-Band TV, presented by Hydro Blocks, a fine water property damage prevention product that will carry the water from where you don't want it to where you do. And you can pick up Hydro Blocks at your local EV True Value hardware store. Cougars continue to play on the front foot here early in period 2 as Heidkamp sets up Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod right into the logo of Frizzy, who hangs on for a face-off. We saw Heidkamp last month in a losing effort against Deer Lakes at the Alpha Ice Complex, and he's an impressive player. He can shoot, he can score, but he can distribute as well. Spent some time with the Pittsburgh Predators amateur team as this puck is iced by Bishop Canevin. Carrick, an amalgam of students from all the Pittsburgh public schools. Heidkamp is an original, though. He is a Carrick student playing for Carrick proper. Of course, that's the way it goes in Division II. All these schools join forces with other schools that don't have hockey teams or wouldn't otherwise in order to form their rosters. As this rebound is put just wide over the bar by Cody Schmidt. And the Cougars score! Eigenbrod performing left point laser surgery to tie it at 2 minutes into period 2. The senior defenseman scores for the 4th time this varsity season. Aiden Eigenbrod makes it a brand new game. The Crusaders, you get the sense they took a breath before the beginning of this second period, and early on they've struggled to get that breath back. Chance the other way for Saginaw, who fell down on his own accord. But he continues after this puck in the far corner before the Crusaders take it, or the Cougars rather, take it over, and the Crusaders have to give chase back inside their own blue line. Bouncing puck, going to be played and intercepted by the Crusaders. Saginaw with it on his backhand to the goal, sticked aside easily by Keedy, who cut off the near post. And a hard collision there in the near corner, as Andreyko sends it down low for Kalanish. Kalanish for Saginaw. Saginaw's shot from the right circle is blocked. Down low it comes, but that pass is intercepted by the Cougars, who almost had an odd man rush the other way. That was nipped in the bud by Parzinski. Saginaw on his off wing. Tried to score from a terrible angle, but it was read well by Keedy. Lead pass now for Drew Bird. Bird stood up at the edge of the left circle, tries to center it for one of the Cougars. That was Hagen, Max Hagen that is, who was well covered. Good work there defensively by Glover as the Crusaders battle back for this puck and come through center. Saginaw to the off wing again. He is dispossessed immediately by Eigenbrod, who had the game-tying goal moments ago. Sarakowski fighting for this puck on the forecheck for Canevin. Kept alive at the right point by the Crusaders and put into the glove of Keedy, who freezes. Carrick, a team comprised of Pittsburgh Public School District schools. Bishop Canevin comprised of players from Bishop Canevin School District, obviously, but also Seton LaSalle and Keystone Oaks, helping Eric Glover round out his Division II roster. Bishop Canevin, one of the more storied programs in league history, too. One of the very few programs that played in the AA classification to win 500 games all time as a member of that classification. Then 5 years ago, the program had to shut down for a year due to low numbers. But back again in a big way this year and looking to be in the hunt for a Division II championship after falling just short last season. A misplay there by the Crusaders at their own blue line, but Fanning on the shot was Nolan Hurd. Bishop Canevin catching a break there. Back to center it comes. Evans with it as he is taken down by Christopher. Sarakowski with some open ice to work with now. Comes through the right circle, puts it in front. It's deflected aside and cleared defensively by Carrick, which will ice this puck, it appears, with 12:23 to go in the second period of a 2-2 game. Christopher and most recently Eigenbrode scoring for Carrick. Kalanish and Saginaw in the first period for Bishop Canevin. Saginaw and Heidkamp, each team's leading scorer, going against each other in the face-off circle. And eventually the Crusaders come away with this puck. It's loose between the circles and put home by Andrejko. 3-2 Canevin. And that was like shooting fish in a barrel for the junior. Keedy looked out in front of the crease but couldn't find the loose puck. That's because Ben Andrejko had it, and he smashes it home to restore the Crusader advantage. And we're going to have a change in net for Carrick. Reed Richardson, the freshman, who had a win in his only varsity appearance thus far, will relieve Logan Keedy here with 12:14 remaining in the second period. And Bishop Canevin now back in front, 3-2. Andrejko trying to center for Saginaw this time, as Andrejko can quietly celebrate his 5th goal of the season. This puck sent off the glass and barely staying inside the glass all the way into Carrick territory as Snyder blows the whistle for icing. Clean face-off win by the Cougars. Eigenbrode to the left hash for Heidkamp. Back to Eigenbrode. Eigenbrode deflects, shoots it, but it's deflected wide of goal, I should say. And now it's sent up into the stands in the general direction of the Carrick fans off to our right. No harm done. And both these lines going to stay on for their respective clubs. Heidkamp this time going against Aiden Millay in the face-off dot. And Millay wins it for Bishop Canevin. Heidkamp is hit hard into the glass by Lashley. Sarakowski cleaning up in front of his own goaltender as this puck is errantly put out of play by Sarakowski, the Canevin captain. .11.5 to go to the ice cut. Canevin looking to preserve its perfect record, leading 3-2 over Carrick here at the Ice Castle Trackside Rink in Castle Shannon. Cavato around the boards. Tiernan plays it just in time, back to center. Millay up ahead to Sarakowski. Sarakowski on one hand, centers it. Backhander off the crossbar by Tiernan. A lot of raw skill in this Canevin lineup. And that was nearly a very pretty passing play that led to a 4th goal for Bishop Canevin. Off the faceoff they come and put just wide of the net by Lashley. He couldn't settle the bouncing puck down in time, but Bishop Canevin will go on the game's first power play as a consolation prize of sorts. Tyler Moeller, the sophomore defenseman, sent off for cross-checking with 11:08 to go in the second. Crusaders looking for some breathing room here in the middle frame. Carrick wins the faceoff, but they can't clear it. Here's Glover, cross ice. Snapshot, blockered away by Richardson and cleared by the Cougars. Near corner it comes to Glover, who outlets it to Parzinski. Stolen away now by Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod coming back shorthanded to the goal. And he is denied by the stick of Dom Frizzy. Oh, a golden chance shorthanded there for Carrick to tie it. Saginaw with space now. Saginaw between the circles. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Ryan Saginaw on the power play makes it 4-2 Crusaders. His 19th goal of the season. Oh, a tense moment at the other end as the Crusaders nearly gave up the lead shorthanded. On a shorthanded chance, I should say, and next thing you know, boom, it's in the other net. Saginaw with a sizzler from right between the circles, and it's a 4-2 game. Hagen from the left point slaps it wide. Small keeps it alive for Carrick on the attack here. Crusaders have it far corner, but they can't get it out. In battling for it is Frank Christopher, who has a goal earlier in this game. The first one of the contest, in fact, as Mastorka comes back the other way for Canevin. Oh, good poke check there defensively by Jack Small. Battle along the boards leads to a delayed penalty call, and this one might go against Canevin. And it is going to go against the Crusaders. Jaden Martinsik, the sophomore and JV move-up, will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free as Carrick gets its first power play chance of the night. Trailing by a pair. Predictably, it is Heidkamp taking the draw, and he wins the faceoff for Hagen. To Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod from distance, blocked. Crusaders send this puck deep, and they go in after their own dump-in. Zach Bittner, shorthanded, will concede this race to Eigenbrod, who drops it back for Heidkamp. Heidkamp for Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod trying to center it. Instead, it'll come cross ice to one of the Cougars at the left hash. That was Hurd. And Bishop Canevin clears it with 1:20 to go in the minor penalty to Martinsik. Coming up on the midpoint of this game with Bishop Canevin leading Carrick 4-2. Crusaders on the PK for the first time tonight. And this puck takes a couple of funny bounces. No high sticks, though, they say. Block in front by Parzinski. To the point it comes for Eigenbrod, excuse me. Cross ice pass and put on Frizzy. Oh, Hagen waited a second too long to shoot that, and that allows Frizzy to cover the post in time to make the save and force the faceoff. 50 to go in the Carrick power play. Heidkamp against Sarakowski. And Canevin wins this battle, and Sarakowski comes back shorthanded. Sarakowski one-on-one, pulling back and putting it into the glove of Richardson, who hangs on. Crusaders tilt the ice here, shorthanded with 37 to go in the minor penalty to Martinsik. Crusaders with it again. It's centered for Sarakowski, but broken up, and Sarakowski is content to just rag it. Canevin can't get it deep, though, and here comes Heidkamp. Heidkamp through the circle. to the corner. Now up top for Jack Small for Heidkamp. Tanner Heidkamp surveys the play, puts it in front. The shot pass deflects wide. It's loose in front. Now to the far corner for Heidkamp. Final moments of the Carrick power play to center point for Small. Schmidt, top of the right circle, shoots it wide. I think Frizzy might have gotten a piece of that. As the penalty is over, we're back to 5-a-side. Saginaw ahead of the play, and they find him, and Saginaw has a path to goal. If he can settle this puck down, he does, but can't get much of a shot off as the net behind Richardson, I believe, came off the moorings. So a little more special teams leverage for Bishop Canevin here in this second period, leading 4-2. Cougars win the faceoff. Canevin takes it back. Shot put off the pipe. Sarakowski was the one who caught iron. Andrejko collides with one of the Cougars at the Carrick blue line. Crusaders still attacking though, but they can't hang on to this puck in the right circle. Saginaw fights for it and takes it back. Centers for Andrejko. Andrejko puts it wide of the net. Glover trying to settle it down. He can't. Crusaders outlet this puck to Sarakowski. Oh no, that's 9 Misterka, I beg your pardon, coming over the Carrick line. He's backed up by Saginaw. Saginaw on the backhand, down low for Sarakowski. Shoots, save made, rebound. Richardson looks behind the net. The Crusaders have it at the far corner. Carrick under siege here as the second period winds down. Glover into the stomach of Richardson, who covers. Both teams making some changes, and you know Carrick was tired at the end of that shift. And now Cavato and Lashley are summoned to the Canevin bench right before the faceoff, which the Crusaders win. Comes to Misterka. Misterka double teamed in the far corner, and the double team works. The Cougars try to play it out of their own corner. They can't. Collision there with Tiernan. Crusaders retreating to catch up to this puck on their own end. Evans has it behind his own net. Reverses his flow and comes over his own blue line. Up ahead for Misterka. Misterka centers for Tiernan. That pass behind him. Kalanish unable to play that puck. Cougars come back to center. Lead pass for Bird underneath his stick, but he catches up to it. And he sends it across, intercepted by Tiernan. Off the boards it comes to Kalanish. Kalanish anticipating. Oh, overskated that puck. And now it's led to Heidkamp. Heidkamp, right side. Centers. And they try to put it on the doorstep to Hagen, who was wide open, but it was not to be. Now Misterka on the counterattack for Canevin. Misterka, wrister, save, Richardson, rebound, score! Brian Kalanish will double dip that chip with 5 minutes to go in the second period. 5-2 Bishop Canevin. The sophomore with his second of the night. Three unanswered by the Crusaders in this second period. And an icing call on Carrick. Canevin generating all kinds of pressure and really ramping it up to another level as this period has gone on. And Kalanish beat everybody to that puck right in front of Richardson as this shot is wristed into the stomach and smothered by Dom Frizzy at the other end. Glover making a line change before the face-off in his team zone. To the left of Dom Frizzy, who has not been particularly busy this period. Sometimes the best defense really is a good offense, and the Crusaders rather, one of the best in Division II. As this puck is dribbling along the goal line but did not completely cross. Boy, that puck took all kinds of wacky bounces in Carrick's favor off the face-off, but it did not cross the line completely. Good teams get good puck luck. Sometimes even when you're 6-0, you need a little bit of that puck luck. Saginaw inside the blue line. He had his pocket picked by Heidkamp. Heidkamp, from the right hash. Puts it on goal, and it's sticked aside by Frizzy. From the far corner, it is Tavares prying it loose, but it comes back to center. Carrick has to tag up here as the Cougars go D to D. Heidkamp trying to glove it down to himself. He can't, but he does force a turnover. Heidkamp trying to carve a path to goal. He pulls up at the left hash, looks for a man across the ice. It's Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod on net. Oh, Frizzy got a piece of it, and then it rebounded wide. Hagen with a glove keeps it alive. Now the Crusaders tap it back to center. And they have a chance the other way as Ondrejko has stood up. And a penalty coming up against Carrick. It's going to go against Hagen for interference. Extra attacker on as Richardson covers. Extra attacker not quite on, actually, as the Crusaders will get their second power play of the period and game with 3 minutes left till the ice cut. Mason Hagen, again, the guilty party for Carrick here. Clean face-off win by the Crusaders. It comes to the point for Warhold. Warhold has to cheat up a little bit to catch up to that puck. Not a well-set play there by the Crusaders as Carrick ices it legally on the penalty kill with 1:40 to go in the minor to Hagen. This outlet pass a little too heavy for Kalanish and cleared again by the Cougars. Warhold skating it deliberately out of his own zone, up over the blue line, but offside. Tiernan unable to get back on as he was stood up. 1:15 to go in the power play for Bishop Canevin, which leads Carrick 5-2 here late in the second. Face-off just outside the Carrick zone. A dangerous looking play there. Cleaned up by Ondrejko. Canevin in over the blue line. Set up for Sarakowski. Blocker saved by Richardson. The rebound cleared up through center and all the way the length of the ice. 50 to go now on the Canevin power play. 1:50 to go in the second period. This one is outletted to no one in particular. A miscommunication, it looks like, there on Canevin's side, and this is going to be icing. Always drives a coach nuts, icing on a power play. The Crusaders win the face-off at their own end, and they come up quickly now. Sarakowski to the goal. Sarakowski is knocked down, and he is denied in one fell swoop by Richardson as the net comes way off the moorings. Eigenbrod really stuck with him. And it looks like there was a little bit of a no hard feelings type of chatter between the two there. And it looks like Eigenbrode's actually going to get penalized there. I don't know about that one. I think that was just good aggressive defending by Eigenbrode, but those who matter disagreed. And so for 32 seconds, Bishop Canevin gets a two-man advantage. They win the faceoff, they shoot, blocker saved by Richardson, cleared but not out by the Cougars. Glover toward the goal, save made, rebound put just wide. Saginaw from the left hash looking for the HT, cross ice shot, blocker save by Richardson. It's loose out in front and cleared back through center. Well, that should buy enough time for Mason Hagan to come on here. So the 5-on-3 will come to an end with 1 minute remaining in the period. Saginaw drives the net, shoots it off the left arm of Richardson, it looks like, and a chance coming out of the box, shorthanded maybe for Hagan, but Glover is right there to greet him. Hagan shrugs off the check, though, and keeps fighting for this puck as he goes hard after one of the Crusaders in the far corner. So Canevin kills off one half of the two-man, or Carrick rather, kills off one half of the two-man advantage as Frizzy will play this puck conservatively. 1:03 to go in the second penalty, to the follow-up penalty there to Aiden Eigenbrode. And a disagreement at the visitor bench as Bishop Canevin, this is their home rink, but they are the designated visitor for the purposes of this game as Frizzy makes a save on the shot from Mason Hagan. Carrick trying to get something going and get back into this game shorthanded. And sometimes those shorties can be a big spark for a team that's in the position that the Cougars are in at the moment. Long lead pass. Misterka catches up to it. Misterka tries to hit the brakes but blows a tire in the process. 15 seconds left in the period. Misterka coming off the boards, can't hang on to the puck. And the Cougars get it back to center with 5 seconds left. Misterka gives it up again at the Carrick blue line, and that'll be that. So Bishop Canevin will have a truncated power play to begin the third period, and the Crusaders will do so with a 5-2 lead over the Carrick Cougars. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Hydroblocks.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more. Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more. Look at them. Right.
We are back at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania. One more period to go, presumably, in our PIHL Hockey Night Live Thursday night doubleheader presented by Hydro Blocks. It takes the water from where you don't want it to where you do. Pick up yours at your local EV True Value hardware store. And Bishop Canevin bringing the hardware tonight, trying to go to 7-0 on the 2022-2023 regular season. And the Crusaders have a 5-2 lead over the team with whom they share this rink, the Carrick Cougars, in a interdivisional Division II clash. When the Crusaders rolled into the rink tonight, they did so with the second-ranked power play in Division II. They were converting at 33.3%. And they've got 2 power play goals already to help them take command of this game. And when period 3 begins, they'll have 28 more seconds to work with on the back end of what was a brief 2-man advantage at the end of period 2. The Cougars with goals from Frank Christopher and Aiden Eigenbrod in periods 1 and 2, respectively. The Crusaders thus far getting a pair from their top gun, Ryan Saginaw, number 18 and 19 on the year for him, and a pair from sophomore Brian Kalanish, number 3 and 4 on the year for him, and one from junior Ben Andreyko. The Cougars looking to avoid a 4th consecutive defeat here after beginning the regular season with back-to-back victories. Ryan Saginaw, by the way, came in with 3 power play goals on the season. That was tied for second individually with a couple of other players in Division II, so he's added to that total, and perhaps when all is said and done across the league tonight, tied for the Division II lead in power play goals. And let's see if either Saginaw or Kalanish can get another and complete the HT. Period 3 underway. Crusaders operating 5-on-4, but it's Heidkamp of Carrick who gets this puck deep into Bishop Canevin ice. And on the freshly cut ice, it is Michael Parzinski, who had the game-winning power play goal the last time these two teams met a year ago in regular season play. Skating it up into Carrick territory. Cougars take it over, and here's Heidkamp dancing around a man at the red line and getting it deep into the corner as we are back to 5-a-side. So 2 big penalty kills in succession, and Carrick nearly ties the game at the side of the net as Heidkamp was stoned by Frizzy. Sarakowski at the other end, behind the Carrick net. Cross ice for Parzinski, all alone. He shoots off the crossbar and all the way out of play. You could hear that one all the way from the T station. A loud shot on goal that technically isn't a shot on goal the way it's scored by Parzinski. And we're off and running here in the 3rd period. Eigenbrod behind his own net, off the glove of Evans in the neutral zone. Evans is bodied off this puck, but it's recovered by the Crusader defense and sent up ahead for Misterka. Misterka fanned on that attempted pass. Now he hooks up with Aiden Millay. Millay over the blue line is bumped off the puck, but not before he gets rid of the puck in behind the Carrick goal. Sarakowski going in after it as it's sent up, but not out. Good keep there by Tiernan. To the corner for Misterka. Misterka makes a move. Makes another move as he centers it just wide of Tiernan's reach. Warhold pinches to get this puck in behind the Carrick net. Turnaround try, or turnaround pass, I should say, goes wide of the blue paint And the Cougars get this back up ahead, and a chance the other way for Christian Cole. Cole to the net. He's taken off the puck as the net is off its moorings. And Max Warhold caught up to him and took him off his feet as Christian Cole, to his credit, gets up with a cooler head, and he gives a nice little attaboy there to Dom Frizzy. I think he thinks Frizzy got a piece of that, and maybe Frizzy did with 2 minutes gone by in this third period. Quick shot off the faceoff, goes wide of the Canevin net. Oh, that was a missile that Canevin takes the other direction. Ondrejko double teamed along the near boards. Puck comes back to center. Parzinski resetting. And up ahead, this pass beyond the reach of Birkenfeld. That allows Parzinski to come back and take that puck. Crusaders going D to D. And up ahead it comes to Sarakowski. The Canevin captain over the Carrick blue line on one hand to the net, makes his move, had it roll off his stick at the last moment. Parzinski from the right point for Sarakowski, centers it off a couple of Carrick bodies, comes to Glover at the left point. Sarakowski near corner now. Watched by Muller of Carrick. Glover to the corner. He's taken off the puck neatly by the Cougar defense, and it's settled down at center ice. Whacked at by Parzinski. Taken over by Eigenbrod, just on for Carrick. Eigenbrod for Heidkamp. Heidkamp, edge of the left circle. To Small at the left point. He cranks one that's blocked. Saginaw got in the way of that one as Sarakowski comes back one-on-one. And he has two men right behind him who are able to poke check that puck away before a clean shot can be taken. Heidkamp unable to do anything with that puck at the Canevin blue line as he comes off here. Crusaders from their own corner for Saginaw. Saginaw for Kalanish, excuse me. And now Cavato over the blue line for Bishop Canevin. Cavato shoots, lost his stick in the process. Somebody lost his stick. That was Aiden Eigenbrod, and he kicks this puck to his own goaltender, the backup, Reed Richardson. Richardson relieving Logan Keedy in the middle of that second period. And play is ceased with 12:41 to go in regulation. And a good keep there at the blue line by Doug Suter. That eludes a Bishop Canevin, or a Carrick stick rather, in the far corner, and Bishop Canevin goes in after this puck. But it's going to be gathered in by Shane Birkenfeld behind his own net as he sails it through center beyond the reach of Indy Tavares. Settled down by Nathan Cavato at his own blue line. Justin Lashley at center ice tries to advance the puck. And he'll just give it back to Carrick, which plays it defensively deep in its own territory. Heidkamp dropping it backward off a couple of Carrick sticks and underneath the stick of Bishop Canevin's Bittner. And now the other way it comes to Kalanish, who had trouble locating that puck. Here's Heidkamp in transition. Heidkamp trying to lead it for Tavares. That pass was well marked. This puck led now for Bittner. Bittner unable to do anything with it. No icing, says referee Featherstone, as Warhold goes in behind his own net after this puck for Bishop Canevin. Comes all the way to Carrick territory, where Eigenbrod, the alternate captain, plays it defensively. Cole Evans with it for Canevin. Has some room to maneuver here. Through the left circle, toward the goal. Evans in front. Tiernan is denied. Oh, what a save by Richardson. It's loose and put just wide of the goal by Tiernan. Ian Tiernan, who had that shootout winner in the season opener against Neshannock, nearly made it 6-2. Bird gets it deep for Carrick. Hagen, the younger Hagen, Max Hagen, the freshman, trying to play it between the circles. He can't. Here's a 2-on-2 for the Crusaders. Snapped into the glove of Richardson by Malay and held on to. Now this Bishop Canevin team, the third highest scoring team in the second division of the PIHL, they figure they've got the offense they need. They just want to play a smart game here and keep pucks deep and not take penalties as if on cue. Hooking the indication with just over 10 minutes to go in the third period, and the guilty party for Canevin will be their captain, Ty Sarakowski. Carrick 0 for 1 in the power play thus far. And the Crusaders control this puck off the draw, but they can't clear. Side of the net. It's centered. Oh, Frizzy might have gotten a piece of that, sliding all the way back to his left. What a save by the Canevin senior. Saginaw shorthanded, had his pocket picked by Hagen. Oh, what a sequence there. Mankulich offside for the Cougars. 1:33 to go, and the minor penalty to Sarakowski, who can breathe a sigh of relief in that Canevin sin bin. Tic-tac-toe passing by Carrick on the power play, but they just can't quite finish, as Frizzy makes a fantastic save. Eigenbrod off the face-off win for Carrick, trying to get the Cougars PP going here. Over the Canevin blue line, he's stood up, and the puck is sent back to the center red line. Hagen retreating, Mason Hagen that is. Heidkamp coming into Canevin territory now. He crosses, but unable to hang on was Hurd. Puck loose in the near corner. Sent up to the left point for Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod through a screen and a crowd, deflected wide. Chance the other way for Canevin, and a shorthanded breakaway for Misterka. Misterka to the goal. Saved by Richardson! Save of the night from the Carrick freshman. Well, Carrick might not have much of a pulse with us hitting the midway point of period 3 here, and the Cougars trailing by 3. But that save keeps them alive for the moment. Misterka right back on the attack. He turns around and snaps one wide of goal. 20 to go in the Carrick power play. Misterka furious with himself, but that was just a heck of a save by Richardson. Heidkamp's attempt is deflected up in the air and somehow stays in play long enough for the Crusaders to get it back to center, and this should kill off the remainder of the penalty. It will. Crusaders 2 for 2 on the PK. Slapped around the boards by Warhold, and this will be icing against Bishop Canevin. Of course, in PIHL hockey, unlike NHL hockey, you can change lines after an icing call, and that's what the Crusaders will do with 7:50 to go here in the third. No scoring in the period thus far as Bishop Canevin protects a 5-2 lead. Lashley up to center. Chance the other way for Suter. Suter had Andrejko open for a hot moment. Andrejko now puts it on goal. Richardson doesn't know where it is. It's loose. It's underneath him. It is not all the way across the line. The freshman making an unconscious save on Andrejko. Doug Suter looking to the heavens as he goes back to the Canevin bench. And one would think with a score being what it is, it will be a moot point, but boy, the Crusaders have had their chances to really put an exclamation point on this thing, and Richardson's hanging tough to his credit. Loose at the side of the net now. Richardson hangs on again. The Crusaders think they've scored, but the puck went in after the whistle blew. Featherstone immediately waving off the potential Canevin goal. Saginaw talking over that call with Featherstone before the offensive zone faceoff, which is one to Sarakowski, who lifts it over the crossbar. Bishop Canevin not taking its foot off the gas here in a 5-2 game, 7 minutes to go. Sarakowski over the blue line, tries to get around Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod stood him up well. Sarakowski is back on this puck, though, for Saginaw. Saginaw couldn't play it at the half wall. Canevin has to reset, but Carrick has the puck. Getting up to his feet now is Christian Cole, who sends it into Canevin territory, but the Crusaders have it, and they will go D to D and back to the red line. Eigenbrod with a little spinorama move there into the left circle and sails it over the net. Christian Cole around the boards. Sarakowski up for Saginaw. Saginaw over the blue line. Saginaw from an angle. On goal, easy save there for Richardson. Cross ice it goes to Misterka. Misterka is denied by the glove hand of the freshman. Both teams making wholesale changes with 6 minutes, 11 seconds to play. This lead pass a little too far for the intended target, Indy Tavares. Crusaders on the back check, trying to protect this puck from the Carrick attack. And one of the Carrick Cougars gets hit hard into the glass there as the puck comes back to the right point and is whistled wide of the net. Now Mason Hagen, putting it wide of goal. Canevin clears its own zone. Good keep there at the blue line by Tavares. Oh, that's Mankulich, I'm sorry. Keeping the play alive at the right point, but the Crusaders have the puck, so the point is moot. Przinski dropping from Misterka. Misterka right into the chest protector of Reed Richardson, who covers for a faceoff. Well, whatever the result tonight, Chris Sarakowski can look at this game and definitely say that Reed Richardson has, in goal, given his team the spark it needed. Cougars just haven't been able to get anything going at the other end of the ice. This Bishop Canevin attack smothering them for large stretches of play. Martinsik, the JV move up, is taken off this puck by Eigenbrod. And now Eigenbrod had his pocket picked by Tiernan. Eric Glover getting some ice time for his less heralded players late in the game here, with his team leading by 3 goals. Cougars come back to center. Nolan Hurd gave this one up to the Canevin defense. And fighting for this puck in his own zone is Malay. Hurd trying to center it from the near corner. Crusaders fighting for it. They get it back to the point, but not out. Eigenbrod blasts it wide. Colin Clegg slaps it from the right point before being dumped by Martinsik. And Clegg and Martinsik have a little stick battle going there, as the Crusaders might have a 2-on-1. Malay, right circle, shoots, save made. Richardson finds it and holds it. 4 minutes to go in regulation. the Crusaders just keep on pressing here as they are that much closer to a 7-0 start to regular season play here in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League Second Division. Score! The Cap'n made it happen, and there's the aforementioned exclamation point. It comes via Ty Sarakowski, the senior's 7th goal of the year, right off the face-off. Richardson just wasn't ready, and in his defense, he couldn't have done much about that one. Just a really nice bang-bang play off the face-off by the Crusaders. And so it's a 6-2 lead for the Gold Division frontrunners with 3:51 to play. Saginaw off the faceoff to Sarakowski, into the glove, this time, of Reed Richardson. Off the faceoff, Sarakowski again into the glove of Richardson. Richardson's becoming target practice out there. This time the Cougars win the faceoff, and it's collected by Mason Hagan and sent up to the right point where Cavato went down. Gets himself back up. Saginaw plays the puck in the neutral zone for Bittner. Bittner over the line. Looks back. Thought he saw Sarakowski open. Instead, will go to Saginaw, who was too well covered. Sarakowski in digging for this puck. Gets it to Saginaw briefly. Now centers for Saginaw. Shoots, save made on the one-timer there right out in front. Richardson continuing to battle in the game's final 3 minutes. Sarakowski centers for Saginaw. That play broken up. A good read there defensively by Max Hagan, the freshman. Mankulich from distance off the glove of Frizzy. Now that outlet pass given away almost cheaply so to Mankulich, but Mankulich couldn't handle it. Sarakowski with a nifty maneuver, goes to goal but lost the puck. Parzinski puts it off the side mesh. Sent to the far boards for Glover. Cougars pull it in, and they work it out from their own end, back towards center. Max Hagan trying to get this puck deep, but he is met immediately by Parzinski, who sends it up for Saginaw. A little too far, though. Eigenbrod goes the other way for Carrick. Eigenbrod poked off the puck immediately by Sarakowski. Parzinski from his own corner with about 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Eigenbrod comes out in front, and this puck is poked off and goes off the blocker, rather, of Frizzy, and somehow stays out of the net. Good steal there by Eigenbrod, and he puts it into the logo. That Crusader crest holds that puck, and we'll have a face-off in Bishop Canevin territory. And the Crusaders win this face-off, but they give it away to Eigenbrod at the left point. Bouncing puck into the stomach of Frizzy, who somehow read that play and read that shot well enough to make the save. Another defensive zone draw won by the Crusaders, who this time just send it back to center red. Lead pass. And look out. Misterka deflects it out of play. Face-off coming just outside Canevin territory. Eigenbrod wins it for Carrick. He comes in over the Canevin blue line, shoots it on net. Stick save made by Frizzy. Eigenbrod retreating. He's double teamed at center, and Tiernan finally steals the puck and sends it back to the Carrick blue line. Quick counterattack here by Indy Tavares. Puts it off the left toe of Dom Frizzy, the Canevin senior, as we hit the final minute of regulation. And here comes Tiernan 2-on-2. Right wing side. Tiernan pulls up, drops it for Kalanish, but Kalanish couldn't handle the pass. Frank Christopher coming to the net. Frizzy makes a save. The rebound is put wide. One of the Crusaders cleared that at the last possible second, I believe. Now the Cougars have had their chances, but just cannot get a bounce here in this third period. And this puck will bounce into the Carrick bench with 22 seconds left. And now this one goes up into the Carrick bench and out of play. So we'll do it again, same spot. Millay against Drew Bird, and Drew Bird won the faceoff for Carrick. For Birkenfeld, whose shot from just beyond the blue line is stopped by Frizzy. 10 seconds to go. It is sent back to center ice. And the Bishop Canevin Crusaders are going to be sipping some 7-Up tonight. 7-0 on the season. 7 straight wins to begin the season for the Bishop Canevin Crusaders as Dom Frizzy, the senior goaltender, gets some hockey hugs. And this battle of Ice Castle denizens belongs to the Gold Division leaders of Division 2. Bishop Canevin Crusaders 6, Carrick Cougars 2 is your final score. Special thanks, Todd Kazarowski. Special thanks, Michael Lyman. Special thanks to all of you out there for watching tonight's PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader. Again, it is the Crusaders defeating the Cougars 6-2 in our nightcap. We're off next week, so for all of you in Western Pennsylvania, have a safe and healthy holiday. And we will see you again on 10-Band TV on November 28th for our final November telecast as Peters Township takes on Mount Lebanon at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Once again, it's Canevin 6, Carrick 2, and you've been watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Hydroblocks. Good night from Castle Shannon.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.